Hi guys, it's Kieran from Red Devil Weekly, back again to review what was a pretty difficult game for Manchester United in the end, but we got over the line. We're in the hat for the fourth round of the FA Cup, and really that's all that mattered. That's all we wanted from this game. So I'm sure you're happy. I'm sure you got a lot to talk about as well in the live chat. We won't be live for too much longer than we need to be, obviously, because I know it wasn't the most enthralling performance or get full 90 minutes that we'll see from Manchester United this season, but it was good to get through into the fourth round of the FA Cup. Before we get into everything as usual, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel as well if you are new around here, and also if you're watching as a video, make sure to leave your thoughts in the comment section down below as well. Kobe's joined us. Thanks for joining, Kobe, as always. Really do appreciate your support. But we're going to get straight into it. Let's not waste any time on what was a bit of a drab game, really, all in all, but it's a game that did the job for Manchester United and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Scott Mctominay getting the only goal of the game in the first 4 minutes. A ball in from the box to Alex Telles from the corner, and Scott McTominay stooping header, nodding it into the ground, going past the keeper, 1-0, and that was it. That was it for the whole game. No more goals scored. But actually, to be fair to Watford, they put up a bit of resistance and they did look dangerous, especially from set pieces. It was very clear from the outset that that's what they were going to do. They were going to look to, exploit our weaknesses from the set piece, and they nearly did it. Actually, in about the 16th minute, we controlled the game for the first 15, I thought, but in the 16th minute, they had a free kick, whipped it in, and their number 11, Messina, actually, had a chance that was saved at close range by Dean Henderson, and I thought it was a decent save at that. And Tuanzebe had to do well to clear off the line. So, they had their chances, Watford, and their set pieces was where they got most of their joy, but we defended well overall, and we got the clean sheet. So, happy with that, and happy with the 1-0, really. We knew with this rotated team that it wasn't going to be a vintage Manchester United performance. So we knew that all we had to do was get in there, get through to the next round and just leave. That was it. That's what we had to do. And we did it. And we got through it in the end. We did have to bring on Rashford and Martial in the 67th minute. And Rashford probably should have made it 2-0. His tame shot being saved pretty comfortably from Balkman in the Watford goal. But all in all, I'm happy with the win. I'm happy that we've gone through to the fourth round. And that's all that I can really say about that performance. Welcome to Rich, Matthew and K-Side. Thanks for joining, guys. Appreciate it. Kobe says Van der Bench man of the match. I thought Van der Beek had a good match. Obviously, we talked about him as the main character in the preview, let's say, as the guy who needs to be starting, and he did start. Ollie was a man of his word and started Donny Van der Beek in the game, and I thought he had a very good game, actually. I thought he did well. I think something that's brilliant about Van der Beek, and something which I've said a few times on this channel before, is his ability to receive the ball in a tight space and just pop it up quickly and play a quality pass from close range and just play those little boxes and triangles. You can really tell that he's been trained in that Ajax academy. That's something they were so good at when he was playing in the Champions League, getting to the semi-final in 2019. He was so good at that, playing triangles with the likes of Ziyech and other players up there for Ajax. So you can really tell he was trained in the Ajax academy, and it's coming in handy for us, especially in those tight angles, tight situations where you need to get out of a bit of a hole. He's so good at receiving the ball under pressure, then just popping off, and then you can kind of release the pressure a little bit. Matthew says, well, what a thriller. It was a thriller. It was an absolute thriller, end-to-end stuff. Obviously, I know you're being sarcastic there. Rich says hi. Thanks for joining, Rich. Make sure you check out Rich Sports if you haven't already. Absolutely fantastic stuff on there. And I'm sure he'll be doing a match reaction to this at some point, so make sure you check that out as well. K-Side, thanks for joining. Says, told you this might happen. Yep. I'm happy that we got the win, obviously. We're through to the next round, and I didn't actually know that when they do the FA Cup draw, they draw the fourth round and the fifth round. So we will know potentially who we're going to play in that fifth round if we do indeed progress from the fourth round. So that's going to be very interesting to have that as a bit of motivation potentially. If you see that we're going to get a big team in the fifth round, maybe that'll provide a bit of motivation. Who knows? Kobe says fringe players missed their chances to show what they could do. Someone who missed a big chance was Juan Mata. Mata was played through on goal just before the end. The first half ended. No, actually, it was in the first half, wasn't it? Mata was played through by Donny van der Beek's flick and just couldn't convert. And that would have been such a fantastic goal with Van der Beek involved, Greenwood involved as well. Would have been a brilliant move, and to go in 2-0 would have pretty well wrapped up the game for Manchester United. So it would have been a much less stressful watch if Mata had finished that chance, which really he should have done. But I think, you do look at some of the fringe players, Mata, Lingard, Brandon Williams. These guys, yeah, you could argue they didn't really take their chance, but at times they looked lively, but I just don't think it was their night tonight. Greenwood, I didn't think had the best of games, although it was difficult for him playing up front on his own when he was very isolated. Dan James, I thought, was another player who looked very lively, but yet again, as we often say about Dan James, his end product let him down. He wasn't clinical enough when he did get played through in those areas, because it's almost like sometimes Dan James doesn't know how quick he actually is and what power he possesses with the pace that he has. Most defenders will not get back to Daniel James if he's played in behind. They won't be able to catch him. If I knew I had that ability, I'd just be making darting runs in behind every single time. And one thing about Daniel James as well that I feel like he needs to improve is when he gets into those positions to shoot, he needs to put more power in it. He needs to go to the gym a bit more, do a bit more lifting. You know what I mean? His legs just don't seem to have the power in it. Quite a few times in the game, he cut inside from the right, and he had a chance to shoot, but it'd just be such a tame shot that would just dribble towards a goalkeeper. And I didn't think he had a bad game tonight, Dan James. But I do think if he could get a bit more power in his shots, he could be a force to be reckoned with. And if he could really test the keepers, I think he'd have a lot more goals than he does, because it seems like every time Daniel James shoots, it doesn't have enough power on it to test the keeper. So that's something that he needs to work on. But overall tonight, I didn't think he had the worst game. Kevin, how are you doing, Kevin? Thanks for joining. He said, hello to you. Great show. Thanks for joining, Kevin. Appreciate the support. Kobe says Greenwood being a shadow of his former self lately. Yeah, I don't think Greenwood had the best of games today. As I said, I think it was difficult for him because he was playing alone as a number 9. And I think Greenwood is one of those players similar to the likes of Anthony Martial, where you kind of need to play it to him and make the chance for Greenwood, or play him into a good position. And I feel like if he was on the pitch when Rashford and Martial was on the pitch, he would have got a lot more service and probably would have scored, because he's the kind of guy who only needs 1 or 2 chances and he'll put one in the back of the net. But tonight he was starved of service, really. He didn't really get the chances that the likes of Dan James got tonight. But I think, Greenwood is still obviously very young. He's still only, 19 years old. He's got a lot to prove. He's got a lot to learn. And hopefully he can rekindle that form that we saw just after the lockdown period in the last season. Because if he can, he'll be a huge, huge asset to this football club. But I still think, coming off from the bench, he cannot really offer something. But I just don't think he's a winger. I feel like if he plays striker, you need to be able to, set him up and put him in good positions, because he's someone that will be able to exploit those positions. But tonight, I just don't think he got the service. Rich says he did make a lot of runs, but didn't get a pass. Yeah, that is true. I think, he did make some decent runs, I'm not going to lie, but it's one of those things where, sometimes I feel like he should take on the defender more when he has the ball, because he can really isolate fullbacks. He really, really can. Matthew says, still don't know why Lingard was given a game. Well, to be fair, there was no harm in giving Lingard a game, really. I'm not sure who else. I guess I'll ask you, who else would you have played there? I feel like Lingard has been waiting pretty patiently to get a game, and in a game against Watford, why not, in my opinion? I don't see anything too wrong with that from Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. I wouldn't criticise him for putting Lingard in the team. And actually, I didn't think he had his worst performance. I don't think he played to the best of his abilities. But realistically, I just don't think Lingard's that good of a player. So, I would just say that, even though he didn't have his best performance, I feel like that's probably mostly what he can give as a Man United player. And that's why, realistically, he's going out the door. Because with that sort of performance, I don't think he can realistically have that much of an impact on this United team if we are going to go for the big trophies. But looking at the performance today, I don't think you can argue that he definitely deserves a move and definitely deserves game time at a Premier League club. I still think he could be a good asset for another Premier League club. Who that is, who knows? Maybe it's Sheffield United. Maybe it's another team. We'll see. Adam Talks Extra, thanks for joining, mate. Appreciate it. Sorry can't get on today. I'm happy for my bro United Social Television for 1.4K subs. Rakani, if you're watching Rakani, just watching his review before I came on. Congratulations to him. United Social Television, he was on the preview yesterday, so congratulations to him. If he is watching, if he's not watching, then still congratulations anyway. Richard said at one point there was 3 or 4 players on the pitch not doing much. Yeah, I think, that was the kind of main theme of the second half, if you like. We obviously had to bring on Martial and Rashford because Ollie was getting a bit worried about the state of the game, worried about extra time, and I'm happy that we didn't have to play extra time. Burnley did have to play extra time, which hopefully factors in to our game against them on Tuesday, although knowing then probably they're gonna turn up and they're going to be running all over the place, creating loads of chances. It's going to be difficult. But, hopefully the fact that Burnley had to play extra time and penalties tonight does factor into our game. I really hope it does. And I'm hoping that Bailly's not injured. That's another thing. Bailly, I saw when Dean Henderson crashed into Eric Bailly, I just thought, this kid cannot get a break. I mean, he got injured like that against Chelsea when Bailly just crashed in, and Maguire just crashed into the back of him, And then Henderson does the same thing now. You're just thinking, this guy can't catch a break, man. United Social Television, Rakani, thanks for joining. Red Devil Studio, I'll get to his comment in a second. Thanks for joining as well. United Social Television says, it's good to see United win. Let's warm up for Burnley. Thanks, guys. Yeah, congratulations on 1.4k subs, mate. You really do deserve it. Make sure you check out United Social Television if you haven't already. Yeah, and I agree. Hopefully we warm up for Burnley. Obviously, it was a cold night at Old Trafford, so the players will need a few hand warmers on the bus home. But yeah, no, that Burnley game is absolutely massive, and I'm happy that Rashford, Martial didn't get injured, and pretty well most of our good players were left unharmed and unhindered by today's game. Apart from Eric Bailly, who says it was just a knock, so hopefully he gets in the team. And G's joined us, as I said. Thanks for watching Red Devil Studio. Appreciate it, G. He says, reminded me of Norwich last year. It did. It did. It was one of those games where an early chance put us ahead. Not much really happened. There wasn't much substance, but Watford, to be fair, did come with quite a lot of threat from set pieces. They did trouble us, and I think that was definitely something that their manager would have worked with them on the training ground. I mean, if you watch any Man United game, even 10 minutes of a Man United game, you would realise that we are shocking from set pieces. So I wasn't surprised when at every opportunity they were trying to whip balls into the box. And to be fair, about 16 minutes into the game, they were so close from drawing level. It was a good save from Dean Henderson in the end to deny Messina for Watford. So, I was happy that we actually defended well and defended competently for once from set pieces, and hopefully we can continue that into the games in the future. Because as we've been saying on this channel, we need to sort that out. We need to sort out how poor we are defending from set pieces. So hopefully we can use this as a beginning to a good run of not conceding from set pieces. I guarantee that'll be, my famous last words from me. I guarantee we'll concede twice on set pieces against Burnley like we usually do. But I hope I'm wrong, and hopefully we can capitalise on our good defending today. Kobe says, oh, sorry, I've just clicked off the comments. Kobe says, Bailly injured again means the Chuckle Brothers start against Burnley and Liverpool. Well, for me, the telltale sign that Ollie trusts Lindelof more was the fact that he rested Lindelof against City. He played Lindelof against City and then rested him in this game against Watford. That's a telltale sign for me that he prefers Lindelof over Eric Bailly. And to that I say, is he watching the same games that we're watching? Is he watching the same defensive performances week in, week out that we've seen from Maguire and Lindelof as we're watching? I don't know anymore. I really don't know anymore. Clearly, Eric Bailly is the better defender, and clearly we've had success with Bailly and Maguire as a partnership. So I don't know if Ollie's watching the same thing. I don't know whether he's being told something different from his coaches. I don't know. I really don't know what's happening there. But for me, it's a clear decision that Bailly should start against Burnley and against Liverpool. And hopefully he's okay. Hopefully he's okay. Matthew says, Ollie said Pogba, Lindelof and Shaw weren't in the squad because of injury. Wow, that's not a good sign. I think Shaw's actually been playing pretty well recently, so again, that'll be frustrating. Pogba as well has been doing quite well, so if that is the case, I'm not sure if Solskjaer's just telling a few lies there. I wouldn't be surprised if he is telling a few white lies. But if he isn't, then that is concerning, especially going into another busy schedule of fixtures. I think we can play 9 games potentially in January, so another busy schedule even after the Christmas period. It doesn't get any better for those Man United players, but hopefully they're not injured too much, you know what I mean? So Gracani says, Solskjaer says Paul Pogba, Victor Lindelof and Luke Shaw were all injured. So reiterating what Matthew's saying there. Wow, I hope you're wrong. I hope, as I said, I hope Solskjaer's, as Rich says here, playing mind games. I hope he is playing mind games. I hope he's telling a few white lies, because if he isn't, that is a bit concerning, especially going into these big games. Ritz also says, that's why we need a new central defender. Hopefully Bailly is back soon. Exactly that. You know, we know that Bailly is made out of glass. You know, he's someone who gets injured so much, and it's just completely out of luck, to be fair. The last 2 injuries he suffered, if this is an injury for him, are just 2 injuries that he couldn't really avoid. 2 times people have just whammed into the back of him. It's difficult to avoid that as a defender. So, you know, he's just got very unlucky recently with the injuries, and I really do hope he's not injured. I hope he can be fit for that Burnley game, because I hope Solskjaer uses him. Now, on the evidence of who he started in this game, I don't think he will. But who knows? Who knows what Solskjaer's going to do? Matthew says, I feel like he might be trying the mind games for Liverpool. Maybe. And to be fair, I'd love to see Solskjaer trying a few mind games. I really, really would. That would be fantastic. So I hope it is mind games. Kaisai says, Lindelof will probably start on Maguire. Well, I think Maguire is destined to start. I mean, he came on today, took the captaincy off Scott Mctominay. I thought it would have been nice to see Scott Mctominay get a full 9 minutes of captain, but obviously, you know, Harry Maguire is the club captain, so I can kind of see what happened there. But I thought it would have been nice to see Mctominay get a full 9 years captain. But at the same time, you know, Maguire is club captain, so, you know, I guess you can't, you know, we won the game. I'm not going to complain about that sort of thing. I'm not going to complain, but I'm just saying it would have been nice to see Scott McSauce get 9 minutes as captain, man of the match, and the winning goal. That would have been a perfect trio for him. But I'm sure he'll still be pretty happy after today's performance. I thought he was actually pretty good today. You know, breaking up play, I thought he was good. And to get the winning goal, of course, he's going to be a shoo-in for man of the match, especially after that sort of 9 minutes that we saw where realistically we didn't create too much apart from that goal. He's done it before. Yeah, Solskjaer has done it before. He has kind of hinted at people not playing and then all of a sudden they're in the team. As we always say with Solskjaer and the team selection, there's always a little surprise in there. So I wouldn't be surprised if he's doing the same thing before the Liverpool game. Although Jurgen Klopp is a seasoned manager. He's someone who's dealt with some of the most divisive managers in the world. People like Jose Mourinho who eat mind games for breakfast. These guys live on a diet of mind games and part of the bus. Jurgen Klopp knows what this guy, you know, what managers do. And I'm sure that he'll be on to Solskjaer if he thinks mind games are going on. But hopefully he's none the wiser if mind games are happening. Adam says, Kieran, how do I use Canva? I'm trying to create a thumbnail. I don't actually use Canva. I use Paint. So, you know, that's probably why you think, you know, those thumbnails are works of art. How do you do it, Kieran? Well, I use MS Paint, and it's not an advert for MS Paint. I'm just saying I use Paint because I've got a Windows computer. That's all. I would never advertise Paint unless they paid me handsomely. So Bill Gates, if you're watching, I'll take some coppers from you, lad, if you are gonna. And I'll tell you what, I'll take some of your coppers, and I'll give MS Paint a little bit of a shout out on Red Devil Weekly. So hopefully he's watching. Kobe says Ollie told Dino to injure by, so he has an excuse to start Lindelof against Burnley and Liverpool. I'll tell you what, the way he flew into Bailly's back, I wouldn't be surprised. But realistically, I mean, it's one of those ones where, you know, he did the right thing, Dean Henderson. I'm not saying he was clumsy. He did the right thing. When you have to come out for those sort of crosses, you just got to clear everyone out. Clear everyone out. It doesn't matter whether someone's got a hedge injury at the end of it. You've got to clear everyone out. So, you know, that's you know, he didn't do the wrong thing, but it's frustrating that Eric Bailly is the one of the recipient of the knee to the back of the neck. Prakash, thanks for joining, Prakash. Always good to see you. Says McTominay, future Ballon d'Or nominee. Hey, I like that. I like that talk a lot, Prakash. I like where you're going with that. But yeah, I hope that McTominay continues to build and, you know, continues to get better, because I can see a good footballer in there. There's a few weaknesses, 100%. I'm not saying he's a finished article. I don't think, you know, he's someone who can, you know, make a pass or, you know, make a killer final third pass. But, you know, that's why you've got players like Bruno Fernandes and Paul Pogba on the pitch. but I don't think he's having the worst of months. I think he's actually been one of our best performers recently, so hopefully he can continue that. So yeah, future Ballon d'Or nominee might be a bit far, but I like your thinking. I really do like your thinking. But guys, I'm probably going to end it there. I've been live for nearly 20 minutes. As I said, I'm not going to be live for too long. But thanks to everyone for joining. Really do appreciate it. We're through to the 4th round of the FA Cup, and that's all that matters. Great to see Donny van de Beek get a full 90 minutes, and always good to see one of your own in Scott Mctominay get full 90 minutes and captain his club for the first time, and get the goal as well, get the winning goal. Such a great trio for him, and hopefully he can build on that and continue to be a great asset for this team. And we go into that Burnley game, and we go into the game against Liverpool. This is a massive week for us coming up. Hopefully 2 wins in the bank for Manchester United and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, and we're 6 points clear after those 2 games. Hopefully I'm right. But who knows? Who knows with Manchester United? Sean from the Worldwide Red Show, thanks for joining. Appreciate it. I'm just about to end the stream, my friend, but thanks for coming anyway. Really do appreciate it. I'm so sorry, Sean. I'm so sorry. I'm just about to end the stream, but thanks for watching, mate. Really do appreciate it. And thanks to everyone who's been watching. I really appreciate all of your support recently. It means a lot, so thank you so much. But anyway, leave a like if you haven't already. Please do subscribe to the channel if you are new around here. And also, if you're watching as a video, as always, leave your thoughts in the comments. I always love reading your guys' thoughts in the comments. So if you've got any thoughts on the game, any thoughts, any questions at all, leave your thoughts in the comment section down below. But as always, guys, thank you so much for watching. Leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you are new, and I'll see you in that Burnley preview. It's a big week for United, and all I can say is, come on, Ollie's Reds. Come on, Ollie's tricky Reds. Let's get it done. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.